Lie to me. La 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 la, get a closer, lie to me. Mikolas Josef is singing Lie to Me at Eurovision 2018. He has won Eurovision Song CZ, and we've got to talk about it. Are you ready?
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
Let's
this!
do this.
Lie to me, oh baby, lean upon my shoulder. Lie to me, get down on my body, love me like it was always meant to be. Now you love somebody new, I always knew. So come and give it to me.
Yes, it was not exactly a surprise that Mikolas Josef won Eurovision Song CZ. In fact, they could have just held an internal selection and spared the other artists, the having to deal with all this, having to film the videos, etc. But I guess they got some exposure as well, so perhaps that was to their benefit. First of all, are you surprised? Absolutely not. This was the clear winner. This is the track that will do the best at Eurovision from the Czech Republic, in my opinion. Angus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was any surprise. It was the clear standout. I think the only surprise was people didn't know whether it would be not too brave a choice from Czech Republic, but with like a lot of safe options in the roster. This is obviously the slightly riskier one, but from my perspective, absolutely the best choice they've made. Probably the best song they've ever sent to Eurovision by like quite some distance. Equally, it's hard to tell whether if it's just because it's a modern, relatable pop song coming from a country that historically has done terribly at Eurovision. We're all massively overestimating its success and appeal and charms. And then in the context of a full 18 other Eurovision songs, will it have like diminished those all? But early in the season, this does seem like a real contender from Czech Republic, which is the first time it's happened for a small country, like in a really long time. So yeah, no surprise that he won, and very good song.
They're in the top 10 in the betting odds now, actually, which is another good sign. Porig.
It's probably the first time that the Czech Republic aren't sending something that's terribly dated. Granted, it's not fully up to date because I'd kind of say it's maybe a bit 2014, 2015, kind of like Jason Derulo and Ariana Grande's Problem, that kind of thing, which was like 3 or 4 years ago. But it's still, by Czech standards, really modern. But it's slick. There's high production values, I think, in it. The video is imaginative. There's lots of potential for staging ideas. And then it's even like sparking a little of a pre-contest publicity for them because there's English media is picking up on the lyrics and the vulgarity in it, which is a first because I don't think the Czech Republic have ever been noticed by the outside world beforehand when it comes to Eurovision.
Yes, the performer is great. A former model, walked the shows in Milan for Prada, Armani, major brands. In our interview, he said he didn't want to be known for just being a face. He's like, you can't improve your face. You can't work on your face. He is an artist. He wants to be creating. He wants to be slaying. I think that he knows how to sell this. This song I would never download. It's not my kind of music, but he sells it and makes me like it. And I think a live performance, this is going to elevate so much. This is a good example of a song that could be so much stronger in the live version than the studio version if they get everything right. And the music video suggests that he has the creativity to do precisely that. He's easy on the eyes. He looks good. Girls are going to want to vote for him. Guys are going to want to be him or be with him. This is just looking very, very good. In terms of the vulgarity, I don't think he needs the vulgarity for this song to be interesting, because actually what makes it interesting is more the kind of loud and soft, the chit-chat, the staccato, boom, boom, the way he sells it, because it seems to be like a talky, speaky, singy song, if you know what I mean. It does all these things. And at times it gets a little, he's just real, like, it's just like, girl, I'm talking to you, you know what I'm saying, you eat my spaghetti. And it's just, it's really cool and daring, and that's what I like about it, and that will remain. You don't need the F word, to make an impact.
I think the vulgarity thing can be overstated a touch. Like, I don't think it screams out to me, like, particularly because, like, the charts these days, it's like any number of explicit words get thrown in. I don't think it's, like, as bad. I think it's more... Eurovision is a product of the 1950s, so it's a little bit more conservative. It does, like, likely, it's not even like a tea time slot. It's not junior Eurovision. This is the adult one. But yeah, I think there is obviously some conservatism around it. For me, the vulgarity stuff isn't a problem. I think it's, I don't know. It's like it's charisma and like he's very handsome. It's really engaging. That sort of sexuality to it is one of its big selling points. To me, it's kind of like the adult relation to Laura Tesoro's What's the Pressure? If that was kind of innocent and fun and play that saxy. This is more like adult, sexy saxophone, you know, getting down, which equally can end terribly because like Macedonia last year was like the highly sexualized dance alone, and then that totally bombed on stage. So you have to err on some kind of good taste side to it. But yeah, I think live this could do really well. A clean version, I just hope it doesn't like strip too much of the vibe, because I think it's tongue in cheek. I don't think he's actually being like rude or horrible. I think it's more like funny, like haha, like being a lovable rogue. And so I think that's very votable.
It's kind of, in one way, it's a mixture of Sunstroke Project and Robin Benson from last year. But unlike Robin Benson, to make it family friendly, he's going to have to do a bit more work, because Mother Freaker doesn't really sound purely intelligent. So he can't do that. Like, he has to replace a good few lyrics, because I'm sure John Ola Sand doesn't want the mothers of Europe ringing up. Usually the problem with lyric changes is that they're changing from one language to English. So it will be interesting to see how he's able to replace some of the swearing while keeping the feel and the essence of the song intact.
Yes, in our interview, actually, he pointed out that his parents are both English teachers, so perhaps they can help him replace the profanity with something more appropriate for her students, his or her students. He also said the song is a message about staying positive in tough times, and so while a lot of people read the lyrics as, you know, sexually predatory or insulting, in fact, it's quite empowering for all of us and you know, who have experienced a breakup or who will experience a breakup or who simply have someone they don't like who's throwing shade. So in that sense, there's a universal message that goes beyond vulgarians, and I respect that. Final thoughts. I think that this is a huge opportunity for the Czech Republic. This could be their best finish ever. Certainly the bookies think so. I hope they give him the creative license to do what he wants, because I think he is a bit of a visionary. Like, because he conceived that whole music video. He shot it with his friends, you know. I just feel like he's the key to their success, so don't interfere with him. Let Mikolas do Mikolas. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth. Hengis.
Yeah, completely. I mean, I think from the stage design this year and Salvador winning last year, the focus this year will be much more on artistry than it ever has been. So where we often see that songs transform by virtue of kind of the screens, what they do with the light show, actually this year it's going to be much more about your charisma as a performer, how you sell the song, much more of a traditional approach to performance than we've seen in previous years. And in that respect, I think you could do really well. Like, this is absolutely the best thing they've ever sent. It should do significantly better than I Stand did in 2016, if there's any justice. But of course, there can be unforeseen disasters. There are many more songs still to reveal. But to me, this is still it is one of the best ones out there currently, but also, I think it has the potential to go a long way for them.
I think this should glide into the final, all going well. But one thing that people have been highlighting is that it's drawn in the same half of its semi as Iceland. And one of the favourites to win in Iceland is Gold Digger. And it's kind of a similar cheeky young man singing about how his girl's done him wrong, and it's kind of similar vibes. I think this is a stronger song, but the problem might be that they might cancel each other out. Alternatively, if the Iceland did send that and it was really bad, this would look far better in comparison, and it might gain votes. But there's a lot of interesting dynamics still at play that we won't know until we get to rehearsals in Lisbon.
Was that someone's stomach, or was that your robot vacuum? Or?
No, I think we had mopeds outside. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was like, who's burping? In any case, that's what we think. What do you think? Are you lying to me? Now tell me the truth, honey. Let me know what you think about this song and the Czech Republic's chances at Eurovision.
Subscribe, hit the notifications bell.
And make sure to leave us a comment so that we know your opinion of the song too.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.